Where is my Lucy Breaker 4 milligram apple ice? You may be asking yourself. Well, I know the answer to that question. Inside of the dryer that I'm being forced to fix, here it is. It's a single unit, including a washer and a dryer, and it squeaks. So the first step in fixing this dryer is removing about 1,700 screws. Now you may ask yourself why a dryer washer combo has 1,700 screws. I don't know the answer to that question. However, I do know that in my previous adventure with this dryer, it was a point of contention between me and the person whose dryer I'm fixing. Now, for those of you guys that are wondering what dryer this is a General Electric. I believe the serial number is RM603420W. So if you guys have a similar issue with your RM603420W, then this video is going to be great for you guys because you're going to be able to learn how to fix a squeaky dryer. Now, a good tip is to use a flashlight on your hat. In this case, I'm using the Peter Turner hat, the one that doesn't look like a spider had cane all over the actual hat itself. And this is a good life hack here because look at that. I could just aim and see exactly what I need to see, which is in this case, the 1,700 screws that are necessary to be removed from this dryer. So the first step is very simple. We're going to remove these 2 screws from the apparatus. Now, another little hot tip, a little piggy hot tip here, is you want to keep the screws separate. You want to keep the screws separate. What that's going to do is that's going to ensure that when you're putting everything back, everything's going to be copacetic. Because the last thing you want is to put everything back and you have extra screws, which means you're screwed. Ha! First 2 screws are going to be placed in the lower left quadrant of this table. I know that these are going to be connected to the part of the dryer that I had removed first. So this is going to be very important. This, I believe, you slide up, and now this unit comes off. So this unit comes off, and now you're ready to take out more screws from this. So this is the other part that's quite annoying about this, again, is the amount of screws and their locations. Now, a little hot tip is a technique that I call eating the frog, which involves doing the most annoying part first. Now, when you do the most annoying part first, everything else is a bachelor party. Everything else is fun. You don't have to worry about things. Now, I do find some of these screws redundant. If I was personally manufacturing this particular dryer, I wouldn't go for screws. I'd go for something a little bit more permanent because I'd be proud of my product, unlike General Electric that requires service of this kind, I believe, every 5 years. And it seems like the landlord didn't take that to heart. So I'm doing the labor that he should be doing, or she, because we do live in a society where women could be landlords. So the next step is removing all of these screws. Now, these screws actually are the housing for the washing machine. Now, you might be asking yourself, hey, Piggy, why are you removing the screws that are the housing to the washing machine? Well, unfortunately, one of the downsides of a double system like this is that if one messes up, both mess up. So I have to get access to the washer because if not, I'm not going to be able to fucking have access to what I need to fix, which is the dryer. So I'm probably going to do a montage of me removing these screws because I don't think anybody needs to watch me removing 1,700 screws. I think there's more pertinent things to do. So I'm going to speed this up. You know, it's going to be funny. I'm not going to speed this. I'm going to keep this in its original time. That's a good bit, right?
Yeah.
It's funny, right? This video is going to be horrendous, by the way.
I'll be fucking loving it.
I'm already feeling it. So I'm going to fake this.
Yeah,
okay?
ready?
Make sure to get me first because I'm the star, okay? So I'm going to fake this, all right? All right, so I just removed this part, which gives me access to the tubes that I'm going to need to remove. In this case, this right here is where all the gunk goes from the dryer. So all the little hairs and lint and excess refuse of bodily fluids goes through this, and then that gets shot out. That gets shot out the balcony. So I'm going to put this on the counter here because I want to know later on that this piece right here is supposed to go back after this piece right over here. So you see how I keep them together as to have some sort of continuity. And once again, this goes exactly where it's supposed to go, which is in this part of the table. Good video so far. This is great. I'm so excited. Now, the next part of this is the necessity to remove the screws on the top of the dryer unit. Now, this is particularly annoying because I'm not a tall man. So here's a little tip. Here's a little life hack with Piggy. I'm going to put a graphic that says life hack with Piggy at this point. Make sure you don't use a step ladder from the dollar store. You want to actually climb up on top and put your feet on the washing machine. Now, yeah, this is going to allow you to get as much surface area. Now, again, what was the life hack I taught you earlier in the video? Eat the frog. Eat the frog. So you think that a normal person would go for the screws here first. No, you go for the ones that are a pain first, the ones in the back. And then, once you're done with that, what's going to happen is that everything else is going to be fun. Everything else is going to be fun. Now, the necessity to remove these screws is because I'm going to need access to the drum of the dryer, which is annoying because that means that I have to take this out, especially in a tight area like this, because a fucking scumbag landlord, instead of deciding to have 2 units, decided to have 1 single unit and place it in what is the equivalent of a Russian gulag. So this is what I'm doing now, again, fixing this. Now, you might be asking yourself, wow, Piggy, you're so knowledgeable about fixing dryers. No, I'm not. This is the second time that I have to do this with this particular dryer, because the first time I did not lubricate the piece that I needed to lubricate, and thus the calamity of the squeaking has ensued. So right now, again, I'm just going to do a little montage here, and I'm going to montage the removal of these screws.
Hello. Yeah.
Fucking cunt. Screw winch.
He's so shit.
Yeah. So now the back screws have been summarily removed. So now the back screws have been summarily removed. So this is the bachelor party. This is where everything's easy. In this case, the removal of the front screws, which is going to cause the door to be able to come out. Now this is, again, one of the least exciting parts of this, because the door is essentially what's holding everything in place. So it's going to go off of balance and off skew. But again, alas, this is my task for the day. So again, I'm going to montage the removal of these screws for your viewing pleasure.
These more people,
Fucking, I swear to God. I swear. One more word. I want to fucking beat the shit out of fucking. Look at that. Cinematic, right? Does it look cinematic?
No.
No? Oh. We're going for Netflix. We're going for cinematic here. So now that the top screws have been removed, the next step, which may have been a little bit of a kerfluffle, which actually should have been the previous step, is to remove the dryer. First of all, the first step should have been to power off the dryer. You want to do that in the breaker. So we're going to go to the breaker right now and turn it off, which is what should have been done beforehand. So safety first, because you're metal on metal and you're doing wires, and this is a high voltage device. So one little tidbit is that you want to go into your breaker and turn off the dryer, which is what we're about to do. Fucking cock. I can't believe I didn't turn this shit off. That shit would have been bad. So right here is the dryer. You could see by the graph they have here. So you just got to put this to the off position, and now you're going to be safe. We're going to get close up here as to the removal of these screws, which is ultimately going to be important in the removal of this unit, which needs to come off. You can't go around this, because if you do, then the entire operation is compromised. So right now it's being held by actually nothing. It's being held by a wish. So once I remove these two screws, I'm going to remove this unit and unplug it right here. I'm going to unplug it, and then hopefully that's going to give me access to the drum, which is what I need. This screw is for show. This is a fucking show screw. So right now I believe this unit should be ready to come off. Now let's get a close-up here. So you notice that there's a bunch of wires, right? I don't know what these wires do. However, I do know that they're in the way. They're in the way. So I need to remove this unit from the rest of this so I have access to the dryer that I need to fix. So that's very simply done by just removing this thing. And then now look, everything just falls where it's supposed to. See? Easy. And now I have access to remove the door, which is going to be very necessary here. I actually forgot how I removed the door, because last time I did this, I believe that, oh, there, okay, see, I found it. It's these two screws. So these two screws are the ones that are holding the door in place. These tiny little screws are the ones that are holding the entire dryer door in place. So that is very important for them to be removed. Now it's also very important that you guys follow the order of which I removed all of this, because if not, then it's not going to work. The fixing of the dryer is not going to work. So hopefully you've been following this step by step, and you're going to come to a successful conclusion. Once again, the screws need to go on the screw area of the table. Is there a fucking screw here that I'm missing? Okay. So that noise was the appropriate removal of the door. So right now, I believe if I... There you go. There you go. So now the door has... That's fine. That's okay. That's a piece that's supposed to come off. So now the door's gone. Now the door is out. And this is a very crucial step, because this is exactly where we need to go into right now in order to fix the dryer. What the fuck was that? Where the fuck did this come from? Okay, that's going to be a problem for later. So as you can see, there's a belt here that's holding the drum in place. The drum is what's need to be removed, so I have access to the part that I need to lubricate. So the belt right now is what needs to be unloosened. So that's what I'm about to do right now. You need to undo the belt, like how you did last time. So the belt has been loosened by me. I loosened the belt on my own. And now, as you could see, it's loose. Let's get a close-up here. Camera guy, okay, there's a loose belt here. So that's no longer supporting the drum unit. Now, in my infinite wisdom, I did realize that I missed the screw, which is why this unit is not coming off. So I'm going to go back upstairs, and I'm going to remove that screw so I have access to the drum, which is what I need to fix this dryer. And that's how you fix a dryer.